Well, hello. How is everybody doing out there tonight? See, we got a couple people in the chat here. Let's just take a quick peek here, see who all's here, maybe. Oh my! Back to basics with Crystal. Bandana, thank you so much for coming. BC Truck, Built on the Rock Homestead, Carlton Family Farm. Daniel, God is my judge. Dixie Living Homestead, Duncan 1900 Homestead, Geeky Gardens, Half Acre Dreams, Helga's Pennsylvania Cooking, Imagined Acre Wood, J&A Golden Pyrenees, Lever Guns, 50-110 WCS. Okay, I'm not sure what that means at the end. Maybe I'll have to go check that out and see what it is. Mama Tried Homestead, Mary's Vegetable Garden, Marie Kaplinger, every week. Mimsy's Garden, Anna. Rebel Rocker, Rosanna, Sakima's Ridge, Smoke and Reptiles Homestead. Smudge is here. Square One Farms, St. Bernard Acres. Hi Joe, how you doing? The Pharmacy Seeds Network. 2 Wild Onions Homestead. Thank you all for being here. I don't know how many of you pay any attention to some of the tech end on YouTube, some of the, I'm going to say larger channels, especially in the technical end on YouTube, if you pay any attention to that or not, if you subscribe or not. But they've had a lot of uprising here over the past few days. And it really stems from something, I'm going to say probably about 5 months ago. There was there is a company called The Verge. If you've never heard of them, this is their website. And they're kind of a big news organization, and they do a lot of tech stuff, a lot of reviews. Let's just say that they've got a lot of money behind them. And they also have a YouTube channel. So if you go into videos, I believe, yep. It takes you right into their YouTube channel. Now, did that go away completely, or did it leave it there? I guess it went away. If you caught that very quickly on the screen when that was up, when you first went into their channel, there was a thing, are you sure you want to subscribe to this channel? And what I wanted to point out there, and actually I bet we can go back and do it again, because I wanted you all to see that. But I need to be extremely cautious around this channel. Folks, if you've got a website or something, there you go, confirm channel subscription. If you notice, I clicked on a hotspot on the website, it brought me to a YouTube page, and it's saying, oh, you want to subscribe here. Well, folks, you can do that on your channels. If you have a thing on Facebook, if you have a thing on a website, you can actually create a link that if somebody clicks on it, not only will they go to your channel, but they'll be right there ready to subscribe. So I'm going to click cancel in this particular case, and I'm going to stop this little video because they would probably jump all over me for broadcasting their stuff here. They have 2.5 million subscribers. So it's a rather sizable channel. But what caused all the craziness, at least wise in my opinion from what I've been able to gather, is they put out a video on building a PC that was factually inaccurate, very inaccurate, and it caused a lot of laughing and carrying on in the YouTube community, especially among the technical side. And let me bring this over into the screen here. This is the video that was in question, and it was titled "How We Build a $2,000 Custom Gaming PC." And the techniques used in this video and explained in this video, if an individual would have followed these techniques, they might as well have thrown away about $1,500, because it would not. It was bad advice. So a lot of these other bigger channels Gamers Nexus is probably one of the smaller ones. He's got 532,000, 450,000 on this one. Paul's Hardware. Folks, every one of these channels that I'm throwing up here, and I really don't want to, I may play just little tiny bits of this, but very little. And I'll explain why on that in just a moment here. But every one of these channels are channels you should probably just go kind of take a look at from time to time. I'm not going to say that you should do that for The Verge, because they've had numerous times that the information is incorrect, but Gamers Nexus is very good. I just happened to run across this one, and so the jury's still out. I've not seen enough from this young fella here. Linus Tech Tips is probably one of the largest. If you notice, he has a subscription base of over 8 million. And he did a 30-minute live stream just the other day addressing the drama, as he put it, with everything that was going on, having to do with copyright claims, copyright strikes, and so on and so forth. And I'm getting ahead of myself here a little bit. But what actually happened was, because of some of these videos that were made in response to the inaccurate video that The Verge put out, some of these guys played The Verge's video, kind of, for the most part, pretty much in full, and said that they were making commentary on it, and they were saying this is wrong and this is wrong, which is perfectly legal to do. Now, they don't own the they didn't own the video. The video, when you put a video up, it's yours. It's your copyright. But somebody can take that and they can use it in what's called fair use, as long as they are commenting on it. They're making critical comments. They're explaining, using it for some other reason than just to display the video. The one thing that I thought was very interesting here, and I'm just going to see if I can speed up to it here. He shows, now keep in mind, this is a fellow that has over, well, this one channel of his has over 8 million subscribers. But if you go into, and this is on his page, every one of these videos you see here, if you look, They all have copyright claims on them. Every single one of them. I wish I could scroll through his video list, but I can't. This is stuff you can't see unless you're the channel owner. But he gives a real good perspective as to how to handle copyright claims, copyright strikes, so on and so forth. A copyright claim only hurts your channel from a monetary standpoint. If somebody says, you're using my material, I'm going to issue a copyright claim against it, and I'm going to advertise it. You can still play the video, but I'm going to take all the money. So that is what happens. Now here's where it really gets bad, especially on a lot of the bigger channels. They have MCNs, multi-channel networks, kind of help their channel. And what these MCNs do is they advise the channel. They have a lot of content creators underneath them. Many of them have direct reaches into the YouTube staff, if you would. And they're just overly deep. Well, one of the things that they will do is on your behalf, they scour the YouTube uploads and look for duplicate content from their creators. So here's what happens. Nobody has time to go out there and look at all of these videos that are uploaded. This is all done behind the scenes with bots. It's all YouTube related stuff. And then there's API calls against it to match the ones and the zeros to see if they have a match. And if there is, it's alerted and you are guilty until proven innocent. But just to give you an idea, if you do a Google search as to just how many channels there are on YouTube, what are we in, the trillions here? 1,300,000,000,000. Over 300 hours of video are uploaded every minute. 5 billion videos are watched on YouTube every single day. Over 24,000 channels have reached over 100,000 subscribers. If you've been doing YouTube for any length of time, you probably find it very challenging just to keep track of your videos on your hard drive if you want to archive those in any way. So what I'm saying here is it's a real big deal, and YouTube has recognized that. So they've come out with a couple new policies. And this is all stuff that was released on YouTube Creators YouTube channel. This is another channel I'd highly recommend that you all interact with. It's the only one that in the Creator Studio is kind of shown in the lower right-hand corner. A lot of their content is, I don't find it all that interesting, but I kind of keep an eye on it. And they released 2 videos today. One of those, changes to community guideline strikes. They've simplified the entire system. And what YouTube is starting to do, I don't want to tell you the wrong date, but I'm thinking this will take effect like on the 25th of the month. The very first strike that you have is forgiven. You're given a detailed email as to what you did wrong. In other words, they're trying to be more transparent. I know we've all heard the horror stories, and perhaps we even know of some people that have lost their channels. They've been put in YouTube jail, they call it, where they can't do a live stream for 90 days. They can't upload, and on the third time, the channel just goes away.
Liz Zorab lost her monetization.
Yeah, Liz Zorab in the Homestead community lost her monetization.
Pharmacy Seeds Networks had lost his channel just for BS strikes. Yeah. BW Family Farm is asking, do you know how long a dispute takes?
Well, this is the part that's a little bit strange. And again, I'm definitely not a policeman in this, and we are certainly not a big enough channel to have any type of insight into any of this. I just wanted to kind of share some of the stuff that we've discovered and that some different people have told me. I understand, and I know that somebody apparently in the room here has said that they lost something due to what they say BS strikes, and I can't agree or disagree with that statement. But according to YouTube, they have never deleted a channel without warning. It goes into a 3-step process, according to what YouTube says. I'm not saying that's true, untrue, or anything else. That's just what they show. But according to this, and they I was hoping there was some text here. Like I said, I really don't want to get into playing their video, but I would encourage each of you to go in and look at these and listen to them, because they do talk about trying to be more transparent, trying to explain exactly what the problem is. And to me, that's been the biggest thing. I mean, I have seen and heard, just for example, Off the Ranch, Matt Carricker has stated, if I just knew what they didn't like about it, I could fix it. But when you don't know what they don't like, what they're giving you a strike for, you're pretty much out in the dark. Well, it sounds to me like they're changing that they're going to let you know. Yeah, February 21st. Starting February 21st, 2019, a new one-time warning for community guideline strikes. Now, that is not the same as a takedown notice, just so everybody's on the same page here. A takedown notice is issued by an outside company that says, you have used my copyrighted material and I give you no permission to do that, and I demand you remove that video completely.
Speaking of YouTube. Speaking of YouTube.
Well, what, did we get something?
Mm-hmm.
What did we get? Sherry just informed me we just got a YouTube email. I haven't seen it yet. Maybe I better be quiet. But one of the other things they're changing here is community guidelines. Strikes for playlists, live streams, and thumbnails will all have the same penalty. I mean, you could create a thumbnail that's offensive, and currently, at least twice before the 25th, that might have a different penalty than if your content was ran afoul. So, according to this, they're making it all the same across the board. They're trying to simplify the system. Okay, after the warning, the first strike, you get a 1-week posting freeze. Second strike is a 2-week posting freeze. And the third strike, channel's gone. It also states if I have an existing strike on my channel, will I still get a one-time warning? And I believe that is the case. You will still get that warning. Changes go into effect February 25th. Asking, do I get warning for copyright strikes too, or just only community guidelines? Question comes up, does a 90-day freeze on live streaming still exist? If the warning or strike was incorrect, what can I do? You can still appeal them. I do know that. They do erase the strike if they say, okay, your appeal is granted, that it was looked at wrong by their system or whatever. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is it appears that YouTube is trying to step up to the plate, and I think they know that they have an issue. I can understand how they have an issue because of the amount of content that they have. Nobody, you certainly would not like it if somebody in some foreign country or even down the street just downloaded every video that you made and just re-uploaded them and said, okay, this is my content now. You would want to have the right to make them take those videos down. Or, at least wise, say, okay, you can go ahead and play them, but I'm going to put ads on them and I'm going to take all the money. Because they're your videos. So I think you have to look at it from a couple different standpoints as to how that's done. I don't necessarily agree with somebody that, and I can show you some very quick examples here. Oh, I clicked on it. There we go. These are all videos that I have copyright notices on that we've received. These, all of these are music related. And this was a stream just from February the 7th. And I have disputed it because I know that all the music that was played in that stream I have the rights to use. I didn't do anything with these other music ones. Again, I know that I had rights to use all of those. If you notice this particular video right here. Yeah, the same name on all those.
That's what the email is.
Oh, really? That, what, just another strike or what? Or not a strike, but another claim?
I didn't read it.
Here's the thing. Some of these claims come in way, way late. The videos maybe been out there for months. The Rolling Homestead and Wild Edibles in Wisconsin joins us tonight. This was the promo video that I made for them. And if you know, I use a little bit of that channel's videos, little clips here and there from their channel to showcase them to use in our Monday Night Live shows. Well, in this particular case, the music that he was using, or they were using in their little intro thing, and I played a little bit of that, which is, again, not, especially on the older ones, you'll find that I tried to feature that channel with something that made it very recognizable of that channel. Well, that music that they used was owned by somebody else. It caught the match. I got a copyright content notice. They took all the money, said that the video could continue, but that they were going to take all the money. That's the reason you see this. Well, dollar sign says not eligible for monetization. And my choice would be just, I could leave it there. I could try to remove that song out of it. I could take the video down. But here's why I haven't done anything. It's only been viewed 67 times. It was put up May 28th, 2018. It only has 67 views. At best, that thing probably made 1 cent. So why worry about it? You know, just move on. Now this is one, and this was from last year at the gathering, which is coming up in just a couple weeks. Tommy Alderman sang, what do they call
Amazing Grace.
Well, he's saying Amazing Grace, but acapella. I have a problem with that word. And Patty did sign language to the words. This video was up not even 30 minutes, and I had received an email that said I had a copyright claim on it. Copyright content was found in your video. You're monetizing this video and sharing revenue with the copyright owner. So, this claimant is APRA_CS and then SAMRO_CS. They say that the content is, I have no idea. It's a music composition. They're saying the match goes from 46 seconds to 2:03. I'm trying to remember what the whole video is. So the video is 5 minutes and 56 seconds. So for the first half of this video, they're saying that it's a match. All that's being done here is Tommy Alderman is singing Amazing Grace. But at the time, I This was, I think, one of our first copyright claims that we had. And I was a bit nervous about it. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to file this dispute because you look at some real important looking papers that when you go into that and you have to say why and that it's licensed or this and that. I think this is very beatable. But again, for the amount of views, it just doesn't make any difference. And that's how I have to look at it. The video's still up if anyone wants to go see it. Tommy does an amazing job, and Patty does the sign language. This was done about a year ago at the gathering in Mississippi. He may do it again this year. I don't know. But I wanted you folks to all see that this is the kind of stuff that you will be dealing with if you're in YouTube for any length of time. It's going to happen. I've had copyright claims on music that originates right directly from YouTube Creator Studio, and I've always won on them. I said, here's where the song came from, and YouTube has told me I have the rights to use that song. And if you have to use attribution, I do that, and if you don't have to, I don't. So, anyway, that's pretty much where we're at with that. I wanted to touch base. I wanted you folks to be sure to check out YouTube Creators. You'll find that generally it's in this lower box in the Creator Studio. So be sure to go in and check that stuff out. In particular, the changes to community guidelines strikes questions, the strike system, this Linus Tech Tips is absolutely, he's got a lot of great content, a lot of review content on newer stuff that comes out, not only just computer stuff, but general networking and things like that. They're actually based out of Canada. And all of these other channels.
I don't know if it's Andrea or Ben. They're asking if you said how long it took for the dispute. YouTube.
Well,
it's in their corner. They can take as long as they want.
When you file the dispute, and this is something else that may change, but currently they have 30 days to respond. So during that time period, there's not a whole lot you can do except just kind of wait. Now, I have filed disputes against Time Warner, a lot of big companies, understanding that it's not necessarily these big companies picking on me. It's been this algorithm that something has matched ones and zeros in the overall mass of data that goes through there, and something in our channel picked it out. And it's not necessarily a new video. It could be a video that's been up for 6 months or a year or 2 years. I'm sure that BC Truck is, if he's still in the chat here, I'm sure he is one that can share some horror stories. Now, everything that I've talked about here revolves around primarily something that at least is you could grasp as to, okay, they think that a song matches, or there's some naughty content, or you've talked about things you shouldn't talk about. In other words, or you just displayed something that you can see every night on television that they feel is too graphic for YouTube. The other thing that happens with YouTube is they can demonetize your video. They can say, well, it's not suitable for all advertisers. And I know that BC Truck has had a lot of those. We've had a lot of them. Frequently, you can alter that by changing a thumbnail, changing the title, perhaps adding different end cards. Doesn't hurt to try, because you never get a response from YouTube as to just what it is that they didn't like. Why is it not advertiser friendly? I've never talked to anybody that said, well, we got a response from YouTube that said that at 3 minutes and 24 seconds into the video, we said something that was not advertiser friendly. I've never gotten that. I've never heard that from anybody. And I know there was a lot of theories. I'm sure Brad can back me up on this, that just something in the title. I'm sure if you said AR-15, that's probably, if you have AR-15 in the title, that's probably enough. You might get by with shotgun.
Can I play my own music if I hold copyright?
Well, certainly. If it is your own creation, you are the copyright owner. However, do not be surprised if somebody claims it as theirs. I'm just saying that. But it's your stuff. If you created it, it's yours. Music is very, very controversial as far as who owns it, the copyright owner. It is extremely detailed. And music is very expensive because everybody's got their hand out. And I mean everybody. But be sure to check out some of these other ones. Gamers Nexus is he gives a lot of very clear and concise information. Like I say, it's still out on this guy. I really haven't seen enough of him. I ran across this. But that's what I really wanted to talk with you guys about here this evening. And from that point, I guess we can get into answering a couple questions here that we had on some different channel pieces. So let me close some of these windows. Okay, some of the things we've talked about over the past week or two is in the banners. And we've also talked about this on Thursday nights when we seem to get a lot of newer channels, and we love doing this, just trying to make some suggestions to folks as to what they want to have. And we talk about a banner. Most of you all in here, I'm sure all have banners, but YouTube does set the size. They tell you, I'm not sure you all realize that they actually create 3 different images that are served up that are device dependent upon what it's going to be displayed on, if it be a phone or a computer or tablet or television set. But there's 3 different sizes of the same virtual picture. Let me see if I can show you that very quickly. All right, who can I grab here? All right. Change the view here. So Smoky Ribs Barbecue, just for example, they were a guest on our channel here 2 weeks ago, I think. They have these 3 images are all the banner. This one, and this one, and this one. So depending upon the device, it's going to be one of those pictures. Now you don't upload 3 different pictures. You upload one big picture and YouTube cuts it up. And they have a template that does that. It's very easy to find that. And that's how you can determine where to put your writing on your template. And I'm using this from the standpoint that you're not going out using some helper program on the internet that you either have to pay for or maybe it doesn't really give you exactly what you want. If you want to create the image yourself, use your own fonts, make it look the way you want it to look. They have the exact sizes and stuff that you can use. If you notice, we have hotspots on this, and these hotspots are actually put on the banner. The way to get into this is hit Customize Channel. You're signed in as you. And if you go to the About page, here's all these links. So here's all the custom links, and they're just re-shown here because I said to edit them. You can have a maximum of 5 links that show up on the banner, and it picks the first 5. So by changing the order of your links here, that determines what links you're going to have displayed up here in the lower right-hand corner of your banner. And it's all automatic. You go into your About page, you want to have 1 or 2 paragraphs of an easy read, something to tell a little bit about yourself. It's your first opportunity to make an impression on a channel visiting or on some folks visiting your channel for the first time. Most people go into the About page. You always want to create some playlists. And of course, your videos, this is the default catch-all from where your videos are uploaded. And when you go to your home page, or the landing zone, you have a couple different choices when you do your editing in here. You can view it as yourself, or you can, as a new visitor or returning subscriber. So there's different things that can be placed on these pages depending upon how you want it to be seen. So for returning subscribers, I can have a featured content here, which currently we don't have. For new visitors, we're currently using the video that's a little about us. It's a little introductory video that Sherry and I did a while back. You can change the order of your playlists on these pages. If you notice, I have the Monday Night Live Show playlist right at the top. I have the Filmora video editing right underneath that. Then we have cooking and creative playlists. We have a thing of the Homestead of America 2017 conference. The uploads is a default that everybody started out with. I just moved it down. Created a popular video playlist. We just kind of filled up the page. And the reason for that is we want folks that are visiting our channel for the first time, they get an opportunity to see some of the stuff that we create. Hopefully they go into one of these playlists and then they're surrounded by our content. They see more and more and more. And we've had some people that come in, and you will have this too. They've never been to your channel before they come in. They like what you're doing, the way you're doing it. It could be the content, it could be the way that you're putting it together, the way you're presenting it. And they become enthralled in it, and they literally spend hours going through your content, which is what you want to do. You want to get this interaction with your visitors. Can you check back in the mail? Was there any? It seems to me there was another question that is slipping my mind.
In the mail for what?
If there was any other questions for tonight.
I didn't know you had any questions in here.
Yeah. If you folks ever think of something that you want me to address, to talk about, like as far as the ordering on the videos, how to change the lists, maybe change the order in the playlist and stuff like that, if you send an email to twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com, that way I can make a little notation of it and we can set it up to do that.
Oh, was that from Rooting for Life? How to set the playlist to private?
That could be.
Yeah, she's not in here, but that was one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, we had somebody in there wanting to know about setting playlists to private. And that's just, for example, we have a playlist here of liked videos that is set to private. Nobody can see this out there. Of course, you guys can see it right now. If I were to bring it up, you would see it, but you cannot get into that. That's private for Sherry and I, or somebody signed into our channel to get in here and work with that. These other playlists are all public playlists. Okay, I'm just kind of glancing at the chat here.
I think Angela or somebody said the link you have for paint.net is working.
What about paint.net?
The link isn't working.
Link to paint.net. Do we have a link somewhere, or?
If you don't think that you can't, it's not just a paint.net, it's, you have to get it off a different, like off a CNET or something.
That obviously isn't it. Okay, it's called getpaint.net. So the actual website is getpaint.net. So you can get it directly from the website. This is an open source project. Or you can actually go to the Windows Store and buy it. Microsoft charges.
Kira's asking, any clue on my feed buffers when you spin the wheel? There's been a few people that has mentioned that on Thursday nights. As soon as you spin the wheel, they're computer buffers.
Okay. Yes. I'm sending information.
It's on the Tech Night banner. Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
When we spin the wheel, that's sending a tremendous amount of data very quickly. Obviously, the rotation of the wheel, the different colors, this and that. And it's maybe sending data faster than what your PC is going to receive it. So that's why you get the buffering. In that case, your PC is not quite processing it fast enough. If you go into, and this is something else you can do, let me, go ahead and get into the video here. When you are playing a video, there's a little gear icon down at the bottom. It says settings. You look at quality, and you can see you have all these different settings. Auto doesn't always work the best. If it's at all possible, if your PC is quick enough, I like to run at about 720. You can go higher. I upload all the videos we upload are at 1080. My live streams are done at 720, just so you know. I do that so it's much easier on smaller devices, tablets, and phones, and so forth. When you don't have as much bandwidth to broadcast. Perfect example, Deep South Homestead. The amount of bandwidth that they have available to them at their location is smaller. They don't.
Which could be Carrie's problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we're actually broadcasting down there at 480p. That's the best you're ever going to get from them. But we can't kick it up to a full HD because they just don't have the bandwidth. The single internet upload strength is not there. But if you're ever watching a video and it looks fuzzy to you, by all means go into this little gear and try, look and see where it is and see if you can move it up a notch. The higher up you have moved it, the clearer the picture should be. Again, provided your computer can, one, receive the image fast enough and maintain that. All right, I noticed somebody in there said something about Shotcut. Shotcut's not a bad editor at all.
There was a question, but Mike's not in here. Apparently he wanted to know how to turn his subscriber count back on. And Bandana's asking, is there something I can do to make my fuzzy live streams clearer, or is it solely the status of my internet service?
Bandana, do you know what kind of upload speeds you have?
Nope, don't remember. You remember you put that on there that one night and everybody was out checking their upload and download speed that night?
Okay. Bandana, you can get a pretty clear image even at 480p. Where things start to get real mismatched is if you're broadcasting at, well, let's just say you were broadcasting at 720, like I'm doing right now, and somebody's trying to watch it in 240. They're watching the 720 stream at 240. It doesn't scale well down and becomes very fuzzy. So if they were to go into their browser and click on the little gear icon and just bump that up close to the 720, they'd find that the picture immediately clears up, and they can then read what's on the people's t-shirts and everything like that. Channel advanced. Okay, for those that wanted to know about subscriber count, it's in your Creator Studio, under Channel, under Advanced. You scroll down, and here's subscriber counts. Display the number of people subscribed to my channel. Some people click this on the do not display, and there's just no reason to do that. As much as people like to think, well, it just doesn't matter. Well, it really does matter to a lot of people. That's just how they have a measurement. And the measurement really doesn't mean anything, but that's what they do. And like I say, it really just doesn't mean anything. Just go ahead and display the number of people subscribed to your channel. I mean, you can hide a lot of stuff. You can not display that. You can Do not allow my channel to appear in other channels' recommendations. See, to me, that would be silly. You would want another channel to be able to recommend you.
Pinebrook Homestead is asking, did you guys get your mic fixed on Discord?
Did I get the mic fixed on Discord? I guess I'm not sure exactly what you're asking. I mean, Discord is like it's like a forum. And I've not really participated in any Discord areas.
And Bandana's asking if you could suggest the name of a free speed test.
If you're using a PC, or even if you're not, I think this also applies to any of the iPads or iPhones. This one is not bad. If you just go into Google and type in speed test, you'll get this. You'll get this one that pops up here, which is not bad. I'll go in and check it against other ones as well, because you just type in the word speed test, you'll draw a whole bunch. But this very first one brings this up. And for anybody that's wondering, we are using Spectrum cable here.
Sorry, I have to leave.
Okay.
Run your own.
And as you can see, we have 25 megabit download and a little over 6 up at this point in time. And this showing latency of 33 milliseconds, and that's hitting a server in Toronto. So we're going out of the country on this particular test. But if we go back in and look at one of these others, it may be a little faster. This one, it went to a server to test with in Dallas, Texas, so I'm going the other direction. And this one shows a download of 52 and an upload of 8. I'm glancing here at Bandana's comment. Did the speed test without using Wi-Fi, Pandora in the living room. Download is 4.21, upload is 1.1. That's about the minimum you'd want to stream with. That's about the minimum speed you would want to do a live stream with. So, yeah, it's a little bit after 9 o'clock, and we're going to go be mods in 1870s live stream. What is the name? It's
1870s Homestead.
Yeah,
I put the link.
Okay, 1870s Homestead. If you all want to jump over there, you can say that Two Family Homestead sent you, show them a little bit of love. They're doing a lot. They do a live stream every Tuesday night, and they've asked us to come in and help mod it. So I don't see any more quick questions. I want to thank everybody for being here. Don't forget that Thursday night we'll do kind of a shout out night. And any questions, send us an email to twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com. I know a lot of you folks just kind of send things on Facebook to Sherry, and then she tries to get the questions to me, and I forget, and she forgets, and so just send an email to twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com. And can't think of too much anything else. So thank you all for being here. Appreciate each and every one of you. And we will see you all later. Take care now. Bye-bye.